Hey, what's up guys, TheCampingRusher here. Today we've got sad news, multiple versions of it. This first one, you may think it's good news depending on who you are. Here is a brand new update. It's a big one that dropped just today, and it's a balancing update. We knew this was coming. So first, boogie bombs have been unvaulted. The EMP grenades have been teased to return soon. Nitro gauntlets take an extra 3 seconds to recharge per charge, so a big nerf on those. The Nitro bash now does 25 damage instead of 75. Again, major nerf. Boom bolts now do 3.7 times damage to cars. Before it was 3 times, so a pretty big buff for the bow and a nerf to the vehicles. Cars. Machine gun turrets have worse accuracy. We knew they were going to nerf this somehow. Grenade launchers, they do 150 structure damage now instead of 250. Boss cars do not regain HP automatically. I think we knew they were going to hit this. It was just too powerful. And then vehicle HP. Cars in solos now have 15% less HP. Yeah, and it sounds like the nerf to the machine gun turrets was a horizontal recoil nerf. So they increased it. It's gonna recoil a little bit more side to side than previously. What are your thoughts initially on all the changes here? I know it's going to be pretty split. Players who found, it's really the fists here and the vehicles that have been heavily nerfed. Nothing really got buffed other than the boom bolts, which really is just indirectly hurting the vehicles. Have they overtuned this a little bit? I did have fun with the cars, and the whole point of the season is that cars are OP. They've now taken it down a notch, but is it too much? Does it take away from the theme and the part that's really fun and different about this season? I'm not too sure. Let me know your thoughts. The other sad news that's kind of sad for everybody was the player count, and it's not as bad as people are saying, but Season 1 and Season 2 of Chapter 5 launched with a peak of 7.12 million for Season 1 and then 5.15 million players on at once for Season 2. Season 3 so far has peaked at just under 2.5 million players. So let's take Season 1 out of it. That's a new map, new chapter. We had all the players from OG that were playing. It was like kind of a record-breaking couple months there for Fortnite in general. But Season 2 held on to a lot of those players with 5 million. So that is a pretty steep drop. People are saying that it's because this new season doesn't attract a lot of attention, right? Just the theme of it, post-apocalyptic compared to, a Greek god theme is maybe a little bit more exciting for people. However, I really do think the main reason is the time that has passed from the OG season to now, right? OG was just so popular. It went so well. It brought so many players back, as we know. They stuck around for 3 months, which was about the time when Season 2 released. Now it's been about half a year, 6 months, and you're going to start seeing some of those people fall off. Keep in mind, they do have Chapter 2 OG planned, we assume for November, before the end of 2024, so that's our best guess. Will that bring as many players back as the OG 1 did? I don't think so, but I think it will bring a lot of players back. It's obviously important. Like, you can see how long this lasts, but then you can see the effects of, not having something as big as OG now in half a year. With the nerfs, with the changes, will they be able to hold players at around, average 1.2, 1.3? Because, yeah, the average over the last 3 months has been about 1.1 million players. We'll see. We'll keep our eyes on it. Is Fortnite dead? No. Is it dying? Well, just depends how you look at it. It's been dying multiple times, and they always find a way to bring it back. It's still one of the biggest games in the world. There's no doubt about that. Okay, this was tweeted out as a leaked Fortnite gameplay trailer. It does show the minigun, which is set to return this season, and then the new tow hook gun, which is coming later this season. And this isn't really leaked because it plays in the background of one of the playlist images, so it actually is visible in game, but I hadn't actually seen it, so it's probably the first time for a lot of you guys as well. I'm excited for it. Minigun plus unlimited ammo, though, is going to be a very annoying and powerful weapon. Fortnite have also been working on the cars hijacking feature for a while now, potentially as a counter for cars this season. Since it didn't launch with the season, I'm assuming it wasn't finished in time and has been delayed for another season. I think if they're still planning to do this, this really has to be a this season thing. I think this will be the most important season where car hijacking feature would actually make sense and be usable. Cars are so important, even with the nerfs to the meta meta right now. So I do hope, I think it's either this season or it's scrapped for a very long time. We'll have to wait and see. We've heard nothing about it other than they were working on it. No announcements or teasers, anything like that. Some good news for you Fallout fans. More Fortnite times Fallout cosmetics are coming later this season. Epic has mentioned it. And they talked about a Vault Boy back bling. So they didn't mention the skins. There's some funny Photoshop here by HypeX, but they didn't mention the skins specifically. We get the back bling. You would think if they're bringing the back bling though, why miss out on the hype? The skins, I mean, people seem pretty excited about this in the replies, and I'll let you know as soon as they're coming. Subscribe, turn your noties on. Of course, I am your guy for all things Fortnite. We talked about Chapter 5, Season 4. We're not going to focus a lot on it today, but I do want to mention the Striker Burst Rifle. It is coming back next season, and we've got confirmation now that it's an updated version. So this is a version 2, and it will feature weapon mod support. So it's going to function similarly, but I assume we're going to have bullet drop, no hit scan, and mods will be playable. I mean, it's necessary. You can't just randomly bring in a hit scan weapon when everything these days is bullet drop. I wonder when we go to Chapter 6 if they will go back to their roots and drop the way that the guns work and go back to how it used to be with hit scan. I think they will. Fortnite are working on a prone mechanic, and this just means you can lie down while playing. This is possibly for Chapter 6 and or the upcoming open world mode. And I do got to mention this. I talked about it on live stream night, maybe briefly mentioned it in the first update video of the season, but the open world mode is apparently back on. There's movement abilities that are being worked on for it. Air dive, dodge, shoot dive, and proning, like we just mentioned. So we thought this was scrapped because the Lego mode feels like the open world mode anyway, but I guess it's back on, and think Lego mode-ish, just with, you know, normal playable Fortnite characters. Little surprised by this. This has been being worked on for years now, though. So an update's good news, but doesn't really give us a time frame at all. Now we've got some news on a live event, and I want to start the discussion with this though, because it is kind of storyline related. Jonesy dialogues are back. You may have heard it in game, but I want to play a couple of them. Jonesy and Hope so far are our narrative quest lines. I'm so glad these are back, and especially with Jones. So let me play a couple of these, then we'll talk about the live event.
I just dethroned the King of Olympus. I think I've earned some downtime. I don't care. Okay, welcome back. Just so you know, Hope here has a little bit of a habit of picking a fight with the biggest bully she can find. So, we should make sure that we are in fighting shape. She's got her sights set on Megalodon. Like, bad something or bad?
Jones, you're late. First of all, we dethroned the King of Olympus. Second, no, I've been watching Megalodon. I don't like what I see.
The big thing here, storyline, of course, we did dethrone Zeus, the King of Olympus, but the voice actor for Jones is still Troy Baker, the same guy it's always been. Okay, so live event. Epic seems to be currently testing an upcoming live event. No info is currently known about it, however. This is from Jules Dev, very reliable guy. So it is either the end of chapter event they're already working on, and I mean, we just assume that's happening. So I hope, because we don't for sure know, that we're getting a mini build-up live event this season as we go on to the full-on Marvel Season 4 next season. I'm thinking we're getting it. You know, we've had 2 in a row now. They've both been good. I think they're a hit. I think it really builds excitement for the season. Hopefully Epic agrees. There are some mysterious transmission audio, and it's radio in the game. It's 30 minutes long, mostly consisting of radio noise and helicopter sounds, but there are also some weird voice lines, and this may be tied into where we're going with the live event this season, or at least storyline wise. So I'm going to play a couple of these for you.
Come, weaklings, to my glorious wasteland, to those who bow before me. Good to those who fear me. Even better. And to any who think to stand against me, your screams will taste sweet.
People are joking around. General Grievous, Optimus Prime, who let himself go. things like that. So I don't know. Take your guesses down below, but definitely a teaser build up for something on the way. And finally, a new Fortnite survey to gauge interest from the community on what collabs we want to see in the future. And I've got the list up in front of you right now. There's a lot of them, obviously. Some of the ones HypeX has mentioned here, Link, God of War 2005 has been mentioned, Blue Lock, Freddy Fazbear, Nicki Minaj, J. Cole, and the list goes on. You can pause the video and read through them. If you see the survey come up, make sure you answer. I always say, make sure you answer because they're asking for a reason. If one of these gets a lot of votes, they're going to try hard to make the collab happen. That's all I got for you. Subscribe, code TheCampingRusher, touch that like button, take care, talk soon, goodbye.